What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Blind Power. Today I would like to review the iPhone 12 Pro Max and its accessories. So I've had the iPhone 12 Pro Max for a little over 2 weeks now, and I want to go ahead and talk about what I like, what I don't like, what needs to improve, and everything that I have experienced with this phone. Let's get started. So, first of all, with this phone, I'm going to talk about my setup, like how I have this phone, what I added. So here in the back of the phone, I have a plastic silicone OEM Apple clear case. This is one of these, I'm taking it out of the case now. It's one of those clear cases that have the MagSafe color in the back. So this has the little gray circle in the back and the thing on the bottom for MagSafe. So it is a magnetic case, and it does have the MagSafe, so we can actually connect the magnet and charge the phone and put your MagSafe accessories. However, this case is great. I always love these Apple cases, and the phone actually does a really cool animation when you go ahead and insert it into the case. So yeah, it does a really cool animation when you plug the phone when you put the phone into the case. Now, the case is great. It's kept my phone nice and clean, transparent, so I can enjoy that nice blue color. And the circle in the back, some people don't like it. I think it's a style point at this point. And then the cameras are great, everything's great. So let's go to the next thing, which is the accessory MagSafe. I've been using MagSafe every night since I got it. I've had to plug in the morning because MagSafe, the magnet that attaches to the back of the iPhone, it's power hungry, okay? It uses 20 watts and it pulls 15 watts. When you use a wire, it pulls in 20 watts and it sticks at 20 watts. This thing sticks at 15, but because it's wireless, the amount of heat it generates means that it slows down, and a lot of the time in the morning, I actually find myself waking up to 80% battery. It seems that when it gets hot, it throttles down to 80%, and I have to unplug it, let it cool off, and then plug it with a normal charger in the morning to top off that 20%. Keep in mind, I do not have battery optimization. I don't like it. I don't like my phone not charging even though it's plugged in. I like to be in control that when I plug my phone in, it's going to charge to 100%. This thing, even if you turn battery optimization off, it's still going to overheat, which is a problem. And you know what? So be it. It's a first generation product. Fine. The phone. I like the blue color a lot. If I take this thing out of the case, I like the blue color a lot, and it just feels great. You know, this blue color in the sunlight, it's very, very, very blue. Indoors, it's a muted blue, but it's nice. So the blue border on this phone, which is nice and glossy, is actually really, really nice. It's very fingerprint magnet, so that's why I like to keep it in the case. But when it shines in the sun or like in direct light, let's see if I can get it in direct. Now the light here is not enough to put in direct light, but when it's in direct light, you can see the blue shimmering, and it's very, very nice. I like this back glass, this frosted glass from the iPhone, from the previous iPhone 11, and we now got it on the 12. It's nice. It's great. The cameras on this phone have been awesome. Great, just like last year, with some improvements. Now, the screen, the 6.7 inch screen, we got a little bit of an increase in the screen size from 6.5 to 6.7. I like it. It feels great. Some people say it's not comfortable because it's boxy. I kind of disagree. I like that it's boxy. It makes it feel that it's not going to slip out of your hand, versus last year, since it's curved, it just feels slippery. So I want to talk now about 5G. Okay, so 5G, the thing with 5G is I did a couple of times that I went searching for 5G. Here in my local city, Miami, Florida, I actually went to a tourist area in downtown Miami where I found 5G millimeter wave. I got a speed of 1400 megabits per second, and that was as fast as I've ever seen it. It was only in one little section in a sidewalk. If I went anywhere else, I would lose it. versus my mother, she has Verizon, and I added the plan on her so that we can test it out, AT&T versus Verizon. Verizon had millimeter wave 5G all the time versus AT&T had millimeter wave only at this specific crosswalk. Okay, so I said fine, let's do some tests. She got 1400, mostly 1800, almost 2000. You know, I was like, okay, cool. You know, we're talking about megabytes, so that's some crazy speeds. And then with AT&T, okay, 1400 max speed, fine. Okay, there was spotty coverage for 5G millimeter wave with AT&T, decent coverage with millimeter wave with Verizon. Both relatively got around the same speeds. She got a little bit higher, and I, 400 megabits higher, which is interesting. And then I went to the Universal Studios Park in Orlando, where 5G millimeter wave, or 5G plus, as AT&T calls it, it was everywhere in the park, everywhere. Only a couple spots don't have it, and of course, when you walk indoors, you lose 5G millimeter wave. So, everywhere I got the speeds. Now, problems with 5G millimeter wave. Battery life. My battery, it drained not as fast as I thought it would, being connected to 5G millimeter wave for 6 hours. Honestly, not bad. I got about 3.5 to 4 hours of screen on time versus the normal 6.5. So you lose a good 2.5 hours of screen on time. And then the other thing is overheating. I was connected to 5G millimeter wave, and my phone, even if I wasn't doing anything, it was in my pocket connected to the millimeter wave networks. So it was a mesh network for millimeter wave that was all around the park. You would see the little gray boxes. They basically just they're far enough apart where you have to you always get the signal when you're in between one ride to another or one rest area in the park. It's a little slower, but it's always above 1,000, just about. I mean, in the parking lot, leaving the park, I got 800, and I was leaving the park. So in the park, you get always above 1,000. So I actually got 2,000, a little over 2,000 megabits per second. Right next to a Starbucks in the entrance of the Universal Studios. I tested that out. That was really fast. It was everywhere. Now, now the problem I had when I was at that right next to the node for 5G, to the place of the antenna, guess what? My phone got hot. The screen started dimming, and I had to turn 5G millimeter wave off, lock my phone, let it cool off, and then use it again. So we're not ready to have millimeter wave everywhere just yet. The cameras for the iPhone 12 Pro Max. I'm going to talk about that now. The cameras are great. We actually took quite a bit of pictures as I'm talking. I'll put some pictures on the screen. Honestly, it's good. HDR is a problem. Right now you cannot upload to social media with HDR on, so we turned HDR off. And that's okay, fine. Now, the thing that I love about these cameras, the telephoto lens, since it's got this active focus feature, so the actual camera sensor shifts. It's called sensor shift. So the actual module of the camera shifts to stabilize. When I went and I zoomed in with my phone to read a label at a restaurant, guess what? There was no blur at all. Like, normally on the iPhone 11 Pro Max, when I would zoom in, keep in mind I'm visually impaired, I zoom in almost all the way, about 8x, 8 to 10x, just about max zoom level. And it didn't get blurry. I mean, of course it would shift to focus, and that was once. Once it's in focus, it's in focus. You don't get that weird shift, blurry, not blurry, blurry, not blurry, which was a common issue with previous iPhones. They made it a little bit better on the iPhone 11 Pro Max, but now on the 12 Pro Max, no blur at all. Like, you get one little millisecond of focus, and that's it, and it's active focus. Boom. awesome camera. You know, for being a magnifier, it does a great job. Taking pictures, as we all know, it does great. I pop up pictures and stuff when I'm talking. So yeah, you know, it's been awesome. I can't wait to keep using it and see how it performs in more populated 5G settings and in more low light situations. So there's a lot of things that we can do with the iPhone 12 Pro Max. So battery life from the iPhone 12 Pro Max is a little bit worse than the 11 Pro Max. Honestly, I don't feel the difference. I really don't feel the difference. It's like if the same battery life. I felt it with 5G millimeter wave, but without 5G millimeter wave, it's fine. Even 5G sub 6, so the normal 5G mid-band, and it's fine. You know, 5G mid-band is the same thing as LTE, basically, a little bit better. Battery life, no difference. This is a good phone. What can I say? Apple makes great quality stuff. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye. Hit the subscribe button and remember to enable the notification bell to get all notifications of blind power uploads. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.